You see, women are a reflection of your unconscious thinking. In other words, what you're holding inside in your mind and your subconscious manifests into the world, and the woman in your life reflects that back to you. If I feel like I'm a loser and I start approaching a woman and I'm acting like a loser, she's going to say, "You're a loser, get away from me." And then that's just going to reinforce the narrative in my mind that I'm a fucking loser. Or I can walk up to her and be like a boss and say, "Hey, how you doing? I think you're gorgeous. I'd love to get to know you." And she's like, "Oh, this guy has some confidence. This guy has some certainty into himself. What is going on here?" And so she's going to reflect back what's coming out within you. And see, women are very intuitive. They're going to see your emotionality. They're going to see how you are and how you're presenting yourself. And it's more than just the shit that you do. She's looking at the character, the strength of your character. She's going to be reflecting that back to you. And guys are always like, "Well, how do I find a woman who likes me beyond my muscles and my car and stuff?" Well, why don't you just value yourself more than that? Why are you throwing that in front of her trying to make her like you? You're like, "Well, I wish she would like me for more than this." Well, why don't you like yourself for more than this? This is the problem. You keep attracting that because you're putting that out there because that is what you think they want, and so you keep throwing it out there because you don't value yourself enough that you could do anything else. My name is Baxter, and I help guys in betrayal situations. The process of being with a woman for 50 years or a woman that you're dating is pretty much the same. For us, it's just science. Because we know the patterns, we know the solutions. It's not that complicated. You have to make a commitment for yourself. That's what it means to be in Soul Seducer program. That's what it means to work with me directly. So that you can learn to handle your emotions, so you can learn to see right into a woman's soul and seduce her from within, to create this garden that she can actually thrive in. We'll get you to that place where you make the right decision for you and your children. See, if you're putting all of your validation, all of the approval, or all of your self-validation on the approval of another woman, then you've already put yourself underneath her. You put yourself underneath her opinion of you. So most guys live in this place where on the back foot, and they're always feeling rejected instead of presenting themselves as a reward. So how is she going to follow you in life? How are you going to be the leader if her opinion of you matters more than your own opinion of yourself? In other words, she says jump, and you're like, "How high?" She's obviously, by default, leading the relationship because you'll do whatever she wants to gain a little bit of approval, a little bit of sex, a little bit of pussy. And you're just like, "I don't understand why she doesn't like me anymore." Well, yeah, because you're not leading her anywhere. You're not demonstrating that you're a strong guy. You're not demonstrating to her that you can go and do some big shit in the world because all she has to do is cry. And then you'll drop everything. You'll drop your business. You'll drop hanging out with your kids. You'll drop anything just to make her happy. And I see this over and over and over, guys. We call these guys simps. She's hot, so I'll do whatever. I will do whatever to get a little bit of that. That is insane. See, when you do this, when you simp on women like this, you were training her to be entitled. You're training her to expect things of you without having to offer anything on the table. And so you'll find this a lot with beautiful women. You'll see this all the time on Instagram or whatever. And so you as a man, you are contributing to this when you do this game. And then you walk around, it's like, "Why don't any women like me?" Yeah, dude, you don't like yourself. You don't value yourself. And you don't really see yourself as a king. You see yourself as this guy who has to perform for any kind of affection from women. You have to perform and do all these things so that they'll like you. And so your entire world, your entire worldview gets wrapped up in, how do I make women like me? How do people see me when I'm walking down the street? Am I saying the right thing? And you go through conversations in your mind over and over and over again, arguments. Did I say the right thing? Did I wear the right clothes? Did I make the date good enough for her? Did I give her a massage so she was in the mood? You find out that she doesn't want to have sex with you unless the stars fucking align, and that's a problem. If a woman is dialed into her guy, she wants him all the time. Let me repeat that. If she's into you, she wants you all the time. Guys are like, "Well, women just aren't into sex like guys are." That's bullshit. Oftentimes they're way more into it. The problem is it's just the way you're presenting yourself because you can't present yourself in a way that you value yourself. And so what they end up doing is they don't want to be with a guy who doesn't value himself because he's weak. He's not going to do anything big in the world. She's not going to follow his lead. She has a biological imperative to get with the tough guy, deal with a guy who's strong and powerful, and go forward in life, to create community, to go and do good things. Why wouldn't she, right? The animal kingdom's full of this. The bucks fight over the doe, and she picks the strongest one. But you, in society, you think, "Oh, well, she should just love me for who I am." Well, she will if you can demonstrate that you're a powerful dude. Then you will open up the door to her heart. She's not going to open up to that, just like you would not open yourself up to a woman you did not find attractive at all. You'd be like, "Well, that's just shallow." And you see women say this all the time, "That's just shallow. You can't fat shame me and all this." It's like, yeah, but you're forgetting that men have a biological imperative as well. They need that physical attractiveness to open up the door to his heart. If you can't hit that mark, then you're failing right at the gate. You're not even getting out of the fucking gate. And so guys have to understand that if you're trying to get with a woman, she needs to see that you're a powerful guy, that you're going to stand up for yourself, that you're going to do what you want to do, that you're going to tell her no, that if she fucks around too much, you're going to leave her. And not keep giving her chance after chance after chance. In fact, the less chances you give her, the better, because then she knows where she stands with you. You ever see kids who try to have these parents that just they're inconsistently disciplining their children? It's a madhouse, and the parents are yelling all the time at them. So when the kid gets into a situation where there's some danger, like he runs out in the street and the dad yells, the kid ignores him, kid gets hit by the car. And the parent created that situation. Like, he just doesn't listen. No, you fucking created that because of who you are and how you're operating as a father. Just like the women in your life is being created by how you're operating as a man. You, by default, lead the relationship, even if you abdicate leadership. If you're abdicating leadership in a relationship and then she takes the wheel of the relationship and rams it into a fucking tree, she's going to blame you for it. Why? Because you should have never let her take the wheel. And this is why you start getting these manipulative comments from her. This is why you get these belittling remarks and why she emasculates you, because she doesn't like being in that position. You're abdicating what you're doing, and it's killing her attraction for you. Now she blames you for the end of the relationship. And now, while it is her fault that she cheated on you, at the end of the day, you create a situation where that could be allowed. At the end of the day, you allowed bad behavior after bad behavior after bad behavior, and so you created this monster by simping on your wife and giving up all the leadership in the relationship. So what is the shift? How do you prevent this from happening? Well, you simply position yourself as the reward. You make yourself the guy she does not want to leave. You do this by not doing things to get her back. It's kind of a counterintuitive approach. My whole life is around just trying to get approval from women. And now you're telling me to do all the stuff so she'll never leave me? Isn't that the same thing of getting approval from women? No, we got to take women out of the game. Take them out of the game when it comes to your purpose and your vision and what you want. Women cannot be a part of that. And so you have to start living your life the way you want to live it. You have to position yourself as a reward. In the last video, we talked about king energy. In this video, I'm talking about you have to see yourself as somebody who's valuable. And then you have to start building your life around being that valuable guy. Like, I didn't start this business because I didn't value myself. I started this business because I wanted to show other guys how to do the same thing that I learned how to do. You have to go forward into what you want. And you have to decide, this is how I want to live my life. And she can be a part of it if she follows these rules. If she doesn't follow these rules, she can't be a part of it. You're like, isn't that kind of demanding it? Isn't that kind of dictatorial? Well, yeah. You need to find a woman who matches you well. Well, like, my wife doesn't want to do this. She doesn't want to have the same things I want. Well, that's the problem, because you abdicated your leadership and you didn't stand up for yourself. So now you pick somebody who's just not a good match for you. So now what are you going to do? How are you going to reconcile that? Well, you have two options. No, actually, you have three options. One, you just let it go. You keep doing what you've been doing. Hopefully, something will change. Magically in the world, something will change in your favor, which probably will never happen. It'll probably just get worse. Your wife will manipulate you more. She'll call you names. She'll emasculate you more. She'll undermine your authority with the children. And you won't know how to do anything different. You'll beg and plead and say, baby, why can't we come to a conclusion? Why can't we go to marriage counseling and stuff? Brother, I'm telling you, most relationship problems are not solved by marriage counseling. They're solved by you standing up as a man and going forward. I can tell you, when a woman is into you and she loves your direction, all of a sudden your relationship problems magically disappear. They're there because she doesn't like what's happening in the dynamic of the relationship. And oftentimes it's because you're fucking up in two ways, either power or connection. And we're talking about power on this one. And so you can't really just not move forward at all, because you'll end up watching more of these videos and do nothing and just say, well, if I watch enough of these videos, maybe it'll sink in and I won't actually have to do anything. I'll just feel different and my life will just magically change, which won't happen. So you really have two options. I move forward and she follows, or I move forward and she doesn't follow. So really it's just one option. When you start rising in your life, when you start becoming a more powerful guy, when you start caring about your health, when you start looking better in your body, better in the way that you dress, you start building a better business, you start making more money, you start commanding more presence because you start to value yourself. Now she starts to see you as a guy that other women want. She starts to see you as a guy that's getting away from her. She's like, oh, he's rising and I'm going to lose him. When you do this, she has two options. There's too much disparity between the two of us, and I can feel that he's pulling away. But most guys are not okay with one of those options, which I move forward and she doesn't follow me. Most guys are not okay with that, so what they end up doing is doing nothing. They get scared, they get paralyzed, they do not move. And they blame everything else in their world. Well, my wife's just a bitch, or maybe I'll make a change when things get a little bit better. Well, her birthday's coming up, and I don't want to rock the boat because the kids are about to go to college, and I don't want to lose half of my income because of a divorce and all this stuff. And I'm afraid to make any moves because if I do, it'll rock the boat, and then it'll just make my life so much more difficult. Well, I mean, you're going to suffer either way. You're going to suffer being in this situation indefinitely, or you're going to suffer trying to change. Either way, you're going to suffer, but at least when you try to change, you get to take the fruit that you want out of that. And so your only option is, I move forward in the kind of way that I want to live in my life. It doesn't matter what her opinion is. It matters what I have to do in my life. This is why women will leave and cheat on men, because they come to this conclusion themselves and they say, if I don't make a move, I'm never going to have the great love that I want in my life. In fact, not only do I need to have that, I could probably do better than this guy. He's not leading, he's not doing what he's supposed to do, and so I'm not feeling it for him. I don't have that great love in my life, and all women want that great love. They want that great love that lasts. And when they start seeing that their beauty is fading, or the kids go to college and they have more room to breathe and stuff, they look at their husband and say, I will never have it with him. And this mortifies them. She's like, I have to have this. I want to be turned on. I want to be massively turned on and so in love. This is what she wants. And this is all she wants. But she's not going to get it with you when you're acting this way. And so you don't ever get the fruits of a woman who feels this way towards you. You don't get a woman who's turned on by you all the time. You don't get a woman who's absolutely devoted to you. You don't get a woman who appreciates how hard you fucking work all the time. She doesn't give you any of that because she's not getting the one thing she wants out of the relationship, which is great love. You're like, well, I do love her. I do. Yeah, but she ain't feeling it because you're not doing what it takes to make her feel in love. You're not doing what it takes to make her feel attracted to you. Just like when a woman is not overweight or not your physical type or whatever, she's not doing what's attractive to you. When she starts acting mannish in a relationship and controlling everything and not respecting your opinion, you don't feel attracted to her. You want a woman who's more submissive to you. You want a woman who listens to you, who laughs at all your stupid fucking jokes, who takes you seriously and appreciates you. This turns you on, not this other bullshit. And so it's the same thing here. You can't expect her to be different than she is. You can't expect a dog to be a cat. You can't expect a cat to be a bird. It doesn't work that way. And so you have to meet her where she's at. I was super conflict averse. I could not get into a fight with a woman. I couldn't get into a fight with my ex-wife. And what I ended up doing is my entire relationship went into chaos, or I would get into a collision with her and I would actually fight. I shouldn't say getting into a fight. I was afraid to fight. But the second level is we don't want to have a fight. We want to have a healthy collision, which is how do we demonstrate leadership? How do we pivot her back into her heart? How do we not get super emotionally reactive on her, but not be a freaking android at the same time? We teach guys how to do this in Soul Seducer. If you're interested in that, links in the description below. And so you, in this place, not knowing how to lead your relationship, it falls apart. You have to give her what she needs in a relationship, which is you moving forward and being dominant in your life, which is what we show guys how to do in levels 3 and 4 in Soul Seducer. How do you be dominant in your life? How do you take your life and make it so fucking awesome that it's undeniable to her? She's like, this guy's going somewhere. This guy's doing some shit. And in this place, the woman regrets ever leaving him. Why? Because he did everything that he knew he could do. He expressed his true self. He went and became more powerful than he ever thought he could be. And she was like, that was the guy, dude, was inside of there. I didn't think he'd come out. I thought it was doomed. I didn't think that guy would ever show up. And here he is. He did show up. And fuck, I messed it up. I slept with somebody else. Yeah, that's the place you want to be. You want to be in a place where she regrets ever just considering leaving you. And in this place, she will chase you. She'll chase you right back into the bedroom. She'll chase you right back to the altar. Because the truth is that women are chased and pursue relationships, not men. And if you want more information like this, you want to actually have this transformation in your life, you want to shift your identity from being this weak-ass dude to somebody who's powerful and dominant in life and has all the options he wants with women and has his wife all over him all the time, check out Soul Seducer. That's why it's called Soul Seducer. And if this video has been helpful for you, you want other guys to see it, hit the like button because they'll show up in their feed when you do it. And if you want to see more videos like this, obviously subscribe. And brother, I love you. I see you. I know the pain you're in. I know where you're at. It fucking sucks. But you can do this. You are the guy. You have to be the guy. Anyways, I'll see you in the next one.